What's up, you guys? Alright, we are, today is what, the 9th of January now, about, almost a quarter to 4 now. We are currently heading westbound on State Route 156 in California, over in the Hollister area. Windmill Market right here. Okay, we're on our way to Highway 101. That's only about 3 miles away from here. We're going to get on the southbound side there and pick up a load at the Dole Fresh Veggies again in Marina, California. Or, like I said on the map last time I picked up there, it shows up on the map as Salinas, but it's technically, it's northwest of Salinas, actually closer to Castroville than it is to Salinas. So that's where we're going to. It's pretty close to the Pacific Ocean. As you guys can see there on my map, you can see Sacramento and the Bay Area there in the view, and my blue dot where I'm at, and the red target where we're going to. Alright, so that's what we have going on. I know it's going to be, if I remember right, a pretty light load of packaged green veggies. That's what it should be. Alright, I'm going to get zoomed in for you guys. If it'll cooperate with me. Alright. So now you know what's going on. If you hadn't already seen my previous video where I talked about not only where we're going to on this load, but also where this load is going to even. Alright. The last video I also was talking about one of my past trainees that I had. And I can't remember where exactly I left off, but I'll give you the gist of it. That one of the things, among others, was that she claimed that she was really good at backing, and did really good in CDL school with her backing stuff. But when she got on my truck, it was pretty evident she was not nearly as good at backing as she claimed to be. Let's just leave it like that. Anyway, yeah, there were a few other experiences I had with her that were, I'll just say, notable, that were, I'm glad she didn't make it in the end. So I talked about in that video where after she got dropped off for upgrade at the end of the training, she ended up doing the road eval at the Salt Lake City terminal there with Sierra England, and ended up failing it and getting disqualified. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Before that, though, let's see. It seemed like it was one little thing or another with her, and I mean, she wasn't bad at times, but then she had, like I said, she was all on the fiery side, which got kind of annoying. And there was one point in time where we were at the TA in Morris, Illinois. I think doing a 10-hour break or something. I might have been doing a rolling reset or something. I don't know. But we were parked there for a break. And while I was in the bunk sleeping, I guess she was walking all over the lot, talking to every damn Sierra England driver possible, asking them if they'd be willing to pick her up as a trainee so she'd get off my truck. And and it's, I only had like one other trainee ever want off my truck. And, but yeah, and it was just, we were like oil and water, really. Talked about in that other video about, it's kind of, I was even talking to my buddy just now before I started this vlog. Now, trying to explain the numbers with scaling and weighing and sliding tandems and all that shit was like trying to explain math to somebody who doesn't math and doesn't want to math. Yeah, fun time there. I look so forward to doing that. Alright, anyway. Yeah, she ended up ultimately staying on the truck, though, because nobody there was either able to or willing to pick her up. And then on top of that, what else did we have? Okay, so we got just under 8 miles to go to where we're going to split back off from 101. Are we getting delay here? No. I'm not seeing, no, I don't see anything on the map suggesting delay. Okay, so people just slowing down for the downhill here. Let's see. remember that first load we did going to Gaffney, South Carolina. As I recall, we ended up making it to Gaffney and getting the load dropped. And then now Cedar England has a drop yard literally right down the street from that customer we were going to. And I can't remember if we ended up going there to grab a different, or no, grab an empty, or no. I don't remember what we were doing. Because sometimes we would drop and hemp deliveries, but there'd be no empties available at the customer receivers. So sometimes we'd have to go elsewhere to find ourselves an empty. And whatever the case, I think we ended up going back across, what's that interstate there? Is that 85 or 77 or whatever it is? I can't remember, guys. I'm not over there enough. It could have been 40 for all I know. Or not 40, is it? I don't know. You guys help me out. I'm not over in the Carolinas enough. It's kind of weird what the interstates they have there. It was going west or southwest from Gaffney, if that helps anything. I think that might be 85. I don't know. They're going away from Charlotte and toward like Atlanta or wherever the hell it was. I don't know. Florence or fuck, I couldn't tell you. But you know, it was over in that direction. I just know there was a pilot over there, not far, pretty close to the base of the mountain there. And what was it? Oh, you go over on the other side of the mountain, and I think you got like Greensboro or whatever the hell that, maybe not Greensboro. I don't know. One of them damn cities on the other side of the mountain there, and we were getting freaking dumped on with snow while we were sitting there at the pilot. Because I think we were waiting. We had a pickup not too far from there, and and I remember thinking, like, man, I'm not sure I trust this woman. I don't know. Well, maybe it wasn't so bad, but her vision issues were the biggest concern for me, and backing left a lot to be desired, even though she said she was good at it. The last load I did with her was the most memorable, though. In more than one way, and partly because of her, and partly because of the load itself. But before I get to that, I just remembered there was another load. I recall we picked up a load of, I want to say beer, in upstate New York, like Rochester or somewhere up in that neck of the woods. I think that's where we were at. Yeah, Rochester we picked up, and then I know the final drop on that was in downtown Kansas City area. I don't remember the customer, but it was down there in those numbered streets area where I was going to. Got that delivery made, and then after that we were deadheading over we had to deadhead over to Chillicothe, Missouri to pick up our reload over there at, well, it used to be called Cloverleaf Cold Stores, but now I think it's like Americold or something. Alright, well, we go across the, whatever that east-west road is there in Kansas City to get over to I-35. And the ramp we were using was a Cloverleaf. Now, on that ramp, though, we had K-rails on the right, and I think K-rails on the left for whatever construction or road work, whatever kind of work they were doing in the area there. And I remember she came into there, and I'm expecting her to swing wide. It's a fucking trailer, Swift. It's a joke, guys. But yeah, for a reason, I'm expecting to swing wide there, so we can stay off the rail on the inside of the curve. So what she do? She makes this turn kind of more like she's in a car. And we make the curve, and the next thing I know, but it happened too fast for me to be able to stop her. Next thing I know, the tandems on the right side of the trailer bounced off the bottom of the K-rail and kind of ricocheted off to the left a little bit, so they kind of cleared themselves a little bit. But now, mind you, when you do that kind of thing, more often than not, you're going to blow tires out. You're going to get what you call curb check damage to the tire, and it'll compromise the structural integrity of the sidewall to where it blows out. Ask me how I know that. I've done it a couple times myself in the past, and I had at least a couple of trainees that I recall do it before as well. So anyway, yeah, that was the issue we had there with that one, and I kept telling her, what part of swing wide did you forget about? Like, this is not a car. You need to swing wide. You have a trailer that's always going to take the shortest path to follow you. So that was another issue I had with her. I had my Colton pickup video that I just did, I don't know, a week and a half ago, whatever it was. That's, you know, when I talked about where this person made a right turn, you know, where they needed the turn from the other side, but didn't, you know, they weren't checking for traffic on that side, even though they needed to, because they needed that traffic's lane. Yeah, this was that same trainee. Now, I remember looking it up not long ago, but I'd be damned if I can remember the name of the town. I just know there were supposed to be two pickups that on my load assignment were both at 8 a.m. How am I supposed to be in two places at the same time? I don't know. They were about 20 miles apart from each other. The first one was like a U.S. Cold or Americold, whatever. I think the U.S. Cold or whatever kind of storage place. Pretty close to where I-40 and I-95 meet up. I think it was just north of where those two interchange and west of 95, I guess I would say. I found it on my Google Maps the other day, but I forget the name of the place or town. Now, that was supposed to be, that cold storage place was supposed to be the first place that we were picking up from. And then we were supposed to go to a Smithfield facility in, I forget that other town. It's going back to the west on I-40, not very far. But anyway, yeah, and I looked that one up too not long ago so I could try to recall what it was, and it turns out that that's not even a Smithfield facility anymore. That's I forget. It was some kind of Carolina something warehouse, and I can't remember if it was like Food for Less or something else over in the neck of the woods where that place is now. What's there now? What used to be Smithfield. But yeah, we had issues with the pickup. They didn't even have us on the load assignment. They didn't even have us scheduled to show up there, but it was on my load assignment to be there at 8. So I send that info in, and then I had already gotten a message from dispatch saying, hey, your load's ready to go on trailer such and such. I'm looking all over that lot. No such trailer exists. And I'm like, is this trailer at the other shipper or something? Because it's not here. And it was supposed to be, you know, the cold storage part of the load was supposed to be the front of the load, and Smithfield plant part was supposed to be in the back. But it ended up going backward and going the other way. I want to get around him, but I'm getting ready to turn anyway, so we'll just stay here. 156 westbound, we're going to get onto right here. It's right after this. Alright, but anyway, yeah, we picked that load up, and let's see, let me get slid over before someone tries to pass me on the right and block me from getting over there. And I'm glad to see JB Hunt staying here, because I don't want to keep dealing with him anymore. Alright, so yeah, I ended up, that preloaded trailer was actually at Smithfield and not at the cold storage place, so we had to go over there first, get it. Then we went back over there, and they finally resolved the issue with the cold storage place schedule, whatever. They kind of worked us in, or whatever you want to call it. And I remember at the time, Sierra England was pretty good sticklers about go by. You need to set your reefer to whatever the BOL says to go at, but then you throw a curveball at someone like me where, yeah, and they weren't very far off, but they were two different temperatures. The cold storage place wanted me to run it at one temp, and then Smithfield wanted me to run theirs at a totally different temp. You know, we're only like maybe a few degrees off from each other, but I needed clarification from dispatch on or from somebody on what temp to run at, because somebody's not going to get their way, no matter what. So, I remember I was having issues with them. They were actually threatening, oh, if you don't, basically they were threatening to take the load away from me and have another driver come pick it up. I'm like, look, I'm not the one who makes the policy. I'm just following my company's policy. So, like, yeah, you kind of threw me a conundrum there when I'm being trained that I have to set it exactly at what the BOL temp is, and I have two different BOLs with two different temps. What am I supposed to do? You know, and if I don't want to have a load reject and find out that it's because I set it at the wrong temp or whatever, and well, hey, at least it's in writing. That's all I cared. I don't really care what temp I'm running at. Just some kind of writing somewhere on my Qualcomm or on the BOL or whatever saying okay to run at this temp, and we're good to go. Alright, anyway, that load that was going, that one was going, I believe, to somewhere in the Pacific Northwest or Northern Cal or something. I think it was going to Northern Cal, like maybe Richmond or somewhere, I don't know. But I know it was going to go through Salt Lake City. And, you know, by the time we got to Salt Lake City, my trainee was going to have her hours, or be just a few hours short of what she needed to upgrade. But that was a pain in the ass load, because I told you that the load was backward. And then it turned out that it was not only backward, but it was way tail heavy. It was enough to where I had to have the tandems one hole from the farthest back setting just to even get the tandems at 34,000 or less. I don't recall it being super heavy load. I mean, I was up there. It was in the high 70s, but it was not over gross. It was just, in order to even get my tandem weights right, I had to have the tandems all the way back. And that presents a problem because there are several states in the east that have axle length limits of mostly of 41 feet, but that's from the kingpin to the center of the axle group, not to the rear axle. I had already previously done measurements in the past where I found the center of the axle group, which is the midpoint between the front and rear axles on the trailer. On regular tandem axles, it's about 2 feet. It's actually about 46 inches, more to be more exact, but that's a hair less than 2 feet. So or from hair less than 4 feet, I mean. So I just treat like so KPCG is what I call it. Kingpin to center of group. Yeah, that's 2 feet forward of the kingpin of the rear axle, KPRA. And KPRA, speaking of, California and Illinois are the only two states I can think of off the top of my head that go by KPRA. Most of a good number, I'll just say, of the East Coast states also have axle length limits, but they go by KPCG, not KPRA. Either way, even with the dimension difference where they're measuring from, it's about 43 foot KPRA limit, and we're pushing like 47 or so, if I recall. So like we got a problem here, and my load was supposed to be going through Tennessee, which has that 41 foot KPCG limit. So I told my DM, hey, we got a problem here. We're going to either need to get the road reworked, or I'm going to have to take an alternate route around these states that have axle length restrictions so I can get it there legally. So my DM asked me, okay, do you have a route that you have in mind that you want to take? So yeah, I did my homework on there and figured out what routes I could take that would keep me out of Tennessee. Mostly, I can't remember if Georgia. I don't think Georgia had a limit that I was concerned with. I had to look at my cheat sheet again, but I know Tennessee was my primary concern. Once I got past Tennessee, it was okay. Alabama, they have a limit too. However, from what I've read, their limit is it's only applicable to trailers 53.5 feet or longer. So if your trailer is only right at 53 feet, that tells me that I don't have to follow that rule. At least that's the way I interpret it. But anyway, yeah, then we got, we had to run basically through Georgia and then around Tennessee through, I think we went across 20. Yeah, we went across 20 from Atlanta over to Birmingham and then across, up 22, basically from Birmingham up to Tupelo, Mississippi. And then there was I want to say a state route, like 19 or 9 or whatever the hell that number is over there by Tupelo that we had to go south on, southwest or whatever. Not a very long distance, right? Not too far out of Tupelo, where we could pick up US 78, if I recall. And then we'd take 78 up to the northwest and take a couple, I think a Highway 49 or something along that line, I don't remember. Basically work our way up on I-40 in Arkansas in a way where we don't touch Tennessee at all. And then once we were there, it was home. It was free sailing the rest of the way. Well, we're in Tupelo, and she gets off the freeway there, and I think I was in the passenger seat watching. Okay, yeah, I had to keep an eye on these guys. Lane ins merge right, so let me get moved over to the right, so I'm not in the left lane here. Alright, our exit's coming up, by the way. It's the next exit up, a mile and a half away. Anyway, we get down that Highway 19 or 9, whatever the hell it is, and she's supposed to go west on 78. What does she really do? She gets on the eastbound side. I'm like, come on. Like, how do you not know what side? I already told her before, you know, you need to know which direction your receivers are in relation to you, and always get on highways that are in those general directions from your position. You know damn well Salt Lake City is northwest of here, so don't touch any highway that says that it's south or east. Go on, always go in the direction of north or west, and you can work your way there. So I had to get her, I had to have her exit at whatever the next exit or whatever it was, get turned back around to go the correct direction. And like, this wasn't the first time I had this problem with her either. And then when we were leaving the Smithfield plant, that was where there was a right turn pocket that we were using, and she was supposed to, it was a 2-lane highway with like 50 mile an hour speed limit, and the other lanes had absolute right of way. And there was a little hill off to the left of the southbound traffic that we were trying to join, but she needed the northbound lane to complete her turn safely. So she's got her head glued to the left, watching the left side, and doesn't pay any attention to the right. And she starts turning like a car again, and she was getting ready to hit the fence there, the construction fence that was right there next to the curb, and I had to stop her and tell her, look, you're about to hit the fence. Now you're going to have to counter steer, or I can't remember if she was so far off that she had to back up. I think she was okay where she could counter steer, but I had to stop her first and then get her to counter steer before she moved again. And then when she finally did make the necessary move to clear that, she wasn't looking to the right at whether there was any northbound traffic coming, and there was. So I'm like, whoa, stop! You can't do this. You're going to need that northbound lane, and you're not yielding to the traffic that has right of way to it. You need to double check both sides to make sure you can use both sides lanes. So that's going to come in and be a little important here at the end here. All right, wait on this pickup here. What are we doing, dude? Go! What are you doing? What are you doing? You're the one with the right of way. You go. Don't yield right away. You're the one with the right of way. Why the fuck would you stop like that, idiot? You don't even have a stop sign. You're right away, you take it. Period. End of discussion. Alright, anyway, we're gonna be. I'm gonna have to finish talking about this probably on the way to the doctor and all this kind of shit. But what is it? This guy kind of pissed me off, frustrated me. Whatever point I lost my train of thought there. Anyway, yeah, we finally get up to Salt Lake City, and they told me go ahead and drop her off. She only had like 162 hours, and she needed 165, but they told me, you're close enough, go ahead. So I go ahead and drop her off, and she ends up going to upgrade, gets on the road. We'll finish that story here on the way to the staging line, okay? Alright guys, so we'll wrap this up by, release the story about her up by talking about her road eval that she did with the yard instructors there in Salt Lake City. So they go out and do their road test stuff, and I believe it was right there at the corner of, 2100 South at Bangor Highway, right there down the street from where Sierra England's at. And, I think she was, or somewhere around that area. She was making a right. She was supposed to make a right turn, but I think she needed more space. I think she needed space that traffic making the left turn or whatever wanted or was entitled to. But she committed to entering the intersection before she had the clearance necessary to make her turn. And I remember hearing from a DM that after that they ended up. Gotta watch that guy there too. How's that? It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty damn good there. All right. Anyway, it got to the point where the yard guy the evaluator was just kind of, we need to get out of this situation. So he told her just go ahead and run over the curb. Because that was the only way she was going to get out of that situation without waiting, blocking the intersection for traffic the entire time. So and then ended up getting back to the terminal and saying, "Yeah, you're done. You can't drive for us anymore." All right, we'll get checked in right here at the office. That first window, there's two windows right there. Last time I was here, the one closest to us is where I checked in at. The other side is supposed to be the checkout side, but last time I was here, it's not. I ended up going to the closer one both times. So, all right. So we'll continue this on when we're docking out. Yeah, that makes sense. Stop in front of my truck to do your thing when you could be off to the further up ahead and out of my way. We could both do what we need to do without anybody being in anybody's way. I don't think common sense is common though. Alright, we are ready to dock in, guys. We're going to be docking into door 41 as soon as A&I gets moved out of the way. He's already, A&I just came out of that door. Oh, he's outside his truck. I'm not sitting and waiting then. I can at least get set up. I'm going to have to wait for A&I to move though, because he's right in front of the door I need, so we'll wait. And then the guy in door 42 looks like he's leaving as well. It's a little bit frustrating here, but I can't fault A&I because they have no idea what dock door I'm trying to go to when I'm parked. But the other guy seeing me slide my tandems and open my doors and still stopping right in front of me while he's doing, knowing that I'm doing that is a pretty good clue I'm getting ready to leave my spot and dock in. That's just stupid. Alright guys, finally able to dock in here. Turned out AI was inside her trailer, I guess installing her load locks or whatever she was doing. And that's again, it's, man, she waited till she was further down that way to do all that kind of stuff. Could have both been doing things, but I know she was blocked by the other guy. It's just one of those that it really need to be done that way. I don't know. Alright, we're squared up. This guy here is, I swear he's kind of, I don't know, maybe it just seems like it. It's kind of favoring my side, it seems like it, but it should be fine. Oh, you know what, I gotta pull forward, get my load locks out, and hang this thing up inside the trailer. Alright guys, we'll finish this off when we're docking out. Alright guys, we got a bit of a problem here. So it turns out the shipper doesn't want to load me because of my chute having a few, like 2 or 3 screws missing on the, right in the front corner of the right side chute. Which way are you trying to go, dude? Alright, I don't know what he's up to. I thought he was trying to back straight up to the dock door or something, but apparently he's just trying to back up enough so he can do a U-turn. Alright, so I don't have the hardware to fix it with, and I don't have anything to get myself up there to reach it with, because my name's not Wilt Chamberlain, or Shaquille O'Neal or whatever, so I'm gonna have to get it. I'd go somewhere to get it fixed. Problem is nearest place that can do it right now are the Petro and the TA over in Santanilla. But by the time I'd be back over here, it'd be too late for them to load me because they won't load me past 1900. Let me get checked out here real quick. I'm gonna have to come back because they won't load me with the way my chute is. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm empty still.
So if you're gonna come in tomorrow, you have to come back here at 11:30.
Okay. Yeah, I remember him saying noon over there. So 11:30 though I can come in though.
Yeah. Same thing. So you can come back 11:30 tomorrow, right?
Yeah. The other guy told me noon, but he said 11:30, so I'll come. Yeah.
I'll check you at 11:30. He won't be here till noon though.
Oh, okay. Either way, I appreciate that. Good info, though.
Right then, man. You have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, so you guys heard 11:30 in the morning is the earliest I can come back because now if I can get it fixed within the next hour, they'll load me, but that's the problem is I don't have a way to get it secured again. So I'll just go ahead and park over here in the lot over here, and we'll just go on to Salinas to the carrier shop and get it fixed in the morning, and then we'll come back when they'll take me. These guys are parked all funny. Last time I was here, there was one truck over there, but he was actually parked like slanted. So it's kind of funny that they're parked like this. Now, there's another JCT actually who had the same issue. He's got the exact same problem I have. They won't load him for the same reason, and it shoots. And what's sad is this is a Hirschbach spec trailer, and it only has, the reefer unit only has 838 hours on it. It's not much at all. Alright, I guess we'll just park right here, I guess. So it's very frustrating. We'll just call it a night here. I don't see a point in, you guys already saw me dock in and all that kind of stuff. There's no point in prolonging this, docking back in and all that other crap again. You've seen the process here. Alright, so the load is going to HEB in Temple, Texas. Same place the last load I picked up from here was going to as well. Alright. We'll just, again, the shop in Salinas opens up at 8 in the morning, so, okay. Yeah, it opens at 8 in the morning. We'll just go get it fixed there and then come back, and once it's done, I'll just run it from here to my house, I guess. It's not due till the 13th at like 7 in the morning. That's easy to do. I'm running on recaps anyway, so I'm not super concerned about it. So, alright, y'all have a good night. Guess we'll see you guys in Temple probably when it's time to deliver this, right? Y'all have a great night. We'll see you.